Hello everyone, Aaron here. Welcome back to Leetcode, and today we are looking at the peaking iterator problem. We did an iterator problem about a week ago, and that was building a tree iterator, in fact a binary search tree iterator. But this time we are taking an existing iterator class and adding effectively a new ability, which is peak. Last time we looked at iterators, we did a version in C, and then we also did a version in Python. But I think this time we want to do a version in TypeScript, just to change things up a little bit. So let's have a look at the description. Design an iterator that supports the peak operation on existing iterator in addition to the has, next, and next operations. So what I just explained, a peaking iterator is an iterator into number, takes an iterator into numbers, initialize the object, next gives the next thing in the array, has next returns true if there's still elements in the array, int peak returns the next element without moving the pointer forwards. So I think here the design is relatively straightforward. When we're requested to peak, we want to we want to take the next thing off the iterator and save it somewhere. And when we go for a next, we either return what we previously peaked, or we just take something straight off the iterator, whatever is most appropriate. Has next can then just be the same has next, unless we've already peaked something. So one thing we need to be aware of is we need to have this saved variable, and this is either going to be a number or null. And we also need iterator, which is an iterator. So this.iterator equals iterator, this.save equals null. When we peak, if this dot saved is null, this dot saved equals iterator dot next, return this saved. Next is going to be if this dot saved does not equal null, then we're just going to return this dot. Hang on, we need to work through this. I was going to say we need to return this dot saved and then set this dot saved is equal to null. But obviously that's the wrong way around. We can't return and then do something. That's not how functions work. So what we can do is we can do temp const temp is this dot saved and then return temp, else return this dot next, this dot iterator dot next. That reminds me, while I'm up here, this should be a this.iterator.next. I'm not going to bother storing something else in saved. Peak will do that if it's appropriate. This will just make sure that after we've done next, the saved thing is null. Has next is going to be if this, actually, return this dot save does not equal null, or this iterator has next. Not gonna lie, this is a rather easy medium. Perhaps I have completely misunderstood the problem. A little bit nervous. Let's have a quick go at it. So we create the new iterator. Let's say we ask for the next thing. We should get a 1 because saved is equal to null. Then we just get the next thing from the iterator. Then we peak. the thing is set null, so we put it in saved and then return saved. We then call next. We've saved something, so we're going to quickly throw that in temp, destroy the thing we've saved, and then return the temp variable. A wee bit worried about that syntax highlighting, but hopefully it'll be fine. Then we call next again, in which case there's nothing saved, so we just call the next thing. Has next, there is nothing saved, so that's false. Has next is also false, so it's false. I might just run this. How'd we do? It seems happy so far. Shall we give it a go on the real deal? Let's see what happens. Okay. Worked. The memory requirements don't seem quite right. We used less than 100% of TypeScript online submissions. That's not right. But we were only faster than 20% of them, roughly. So we were a bit slow, although I'm not quite sure what's causing that slowness. We're doing the bare minimum number of checks, but they might be quite tightly packed, around 114 milliseconds. Again, these things don't show distributions, so there's really no way to know how we're doing overall. But yeah, that's the solution for today's Leetcode problem. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye! That's not how functions work.